Hey guys, so I want to make not only an apology to some of you, but also an explanation video here. I don't think I've ever done a video like this. It's not this crazy big thing, but I did take down my video on tithing. It had about 70,000 views. The title was Why You Should Stop Tithing and Start Giving Generously. When I made that video, my intention was to get people excited about giving and to want to give more and say, man, we don't have to just give 10% anymore. We could go over and above and give generously. And I still do believe that. I still don't believe you're going to be cursed if you don't tithe. But let me give you the other side of it. And let me just humble myself and say this. I got a call 2 or 3 days ago from a very, very well-respected pastor that I look up to, that I love, that I've preached for so many times. He texted me, said, hey, can we talk? I said, absolutely. I've said publicly, he's a spiritual father of mine. I've said publicly that he can speak into my life. And so we went on about a close to 40-minute call, and he just said, hey, Isaiah, I watched your video. Someone in the church brought it to me, and I just didn't agree with you on certain areas. He said, I don't think what you're saying is, or I don't think what you're saying is anti-biblical or not the gospel, but there's some areas that were just confusing, and I think you could say one thing, but people hear a different thing. And I think my video, what I wanted to do was get you guys excited about giving, but I think it had the adverse effect because it made people think, oh, I don't have to give anymore. I don't have to tithe anymore. So he just basically described his concern, and then me and him went through or looked over. He encouraged me to look over Hebrews chapter 7. Basically, in a nutshell, because I don't have any notes or anything on this video, but Hebrews 7 is about Jesus being our eternal priest, our everlasting priest. So Melchizedek was a priest, and Abraham brought a tithe, an offering, a tithe to Melchizedek. But Jesus being our eternal priest, how much more, and this was his statement, how much more should we give a tithe to our eternal heavenly priest? And I agree with him on that. I don't think I took that into consideration. I think I was wrong by saying this is not New Testament. We don't need to tithe the New Testament. And I humbled myself. I said, look, I agree. I always want to be correct. I always want to stay humble. I always want to stay correctable. I don't ever want to think I know it all. I don't ever want to think I'm right all the time. And so on the phone with him, I took down that video, a video that was growing our channel, that was growing by views. But again, guys, I don't want anything on the channel that's going to cause division. Here's I would say the number one reason why I took it down. And again, I have no notes on this video. I'm just shooting straight here. Number one reason why I took it down is I don't want to cause discord in the church. If you're a pastor watching, someone in the church, and I've confused you by this video, or I've caused discord in your church, I sincerely apologize to you. Really, I sincerely apologize. I never wanted to cause discord by this. I don't ever want you to get on stage and say, hey guys, now it's time to take our tithe. And then your congregates in the back of their mind say, Isaiah said we don't have to tithe. It just feels bad. I remember being in a church where the pastor was preaching locally the opposite of what I was preaching. I was saying, guys, we got to get radical and give everything to God. And he got up and said, we don't have to be radical. We don't have to pray that much. And it just felt bad sitting there knowing he was preaching opposite of what I was trying to preach. I don't want to put a pastor in a position where my videos are saying one thing and they're getting up saying something completely different. So looking at Hebrews 7, looking at Matthew 23 in better light, I do believe tithing is still a New Testament principle. I don't think you're going to be cursed like you were in the Old Testament if you don't tithe. I don't disagree with anything I said in the video other than I think it still is a biblical principle that we should follow. Second thing is, I don't want to make people feel like they could do less for God and get away with it. I don't ever want you to feel like, oh, Isaiah said I don't have to tithe, now I don't have to give. There's pastors of churches of 30 people that are struggling. And here Isaiah is putting out a video saying why you should stop tithing. And I might have said in the beginning of the video, I give 10% and plus to the church. And I might have ended by saying I give 10% and plus. But some of you just heard, I don't have to tithe. So and that's another reason why I took the video down. So I think to me, it's an act of humility, humbling myself. I submit to this man. I told him on the phone, I really look at you as a spiritual father is why I'm honoring you and taking this down. And I believe honoring the word of God. I don't want to stand before God and God say, why'd you tell them not to tithe? They tithed to Melchizedek. Abraham tithed to Melchizedek. And if I'm, according to Hebrews 7, the everlasting, the new Melchizedek that's eternal, how much more should I give my tithe to Jesus? So I'm going to continue to do what I've been doing. And that's giving 10+% of my income to God. Whether you call it tithing or giving is up to you. But I did take the video down. I wanted to make this explanation and this apology video. I didn't just want to take it down and just what happened to your video. I've been trying to send it to a friend and family. It's gone. Do you still not believe? People are in my comments asking as well. So I wanted to make this video to clear it up. I won't mention who the pastor was. It wasn't the pastor at my church. It was a different pastor I preach for regular that I highly respect. And so I apologize if I've caused confusion. Any local pastor, I know I have a lot of influence. With great influence comes great responsibility. So this is a Public apology to anybody that I confused with that video. I was zealous about it. I was passionate about it, but I don't think I thought through some of the statements I made. The title, I think, was incorrect. The thumbnail about why you shouldn't tithe, I think it was too clickbaity. And so I humbly apologize. And if I take more videos down, I'll come out with more videos apologizing and saying, hey, I'm not above reproach. I'm still learning. I'm 30 years old, guys. I've been doing this for 11 years. I don't know it all. I've never claimed to know it all. I want to make sure I stay humble and stay broken and stay contrite as I always preach. So thank you, Pastor, for calling me and bringing that correction to me. Thank you guys that have followed me, that are continuing to follow me. These are non-salvation issues, but I think they are a big deal. So yes, continue to tithe, continue to give over your 10% to your church. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.